When William returned to college at the age of 30, he wasn't expecting to find his soulmate Darnesha. Fast forward through 2 years of marriage and 1 baby, and this couple is ready to slam the book shut on their marriage.
He was having unprotected sex, and he was, I don't know, getting money from her, having threesomes, living another life that I had no idea about.
I'm gonna touch on the anger problem. She took some meat off of the grill, hurled it over the balcony at some girls that were sitting downstairs, and not only did she do that, but she spat at one of the girls, like literally hot, and spit on the girl.
Darnesha and William are looking forward to the last chapter of their marriage today on Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I have here in the courtroom today Darnesha Grays and William Chapman. Ms. Grays and Mr. Chapman, the two of you have been married for 2 years and you have 1 child together. Also in this courtroom I have Nick Wallace. Nick Wallace is Ms. Grays' witness and in addition her boyfriend. So that's where we are. Ms. Grays, you are seeking several items from Mr. Chapman in this divorce, and we will discuss that momentarily. But before we do, I'm going to ask you to tell me a little bit about the relationship and why we're here in divorce court today.
Well, Judge Lynn, I am here because my husband is a liar, a dog, and needs to come with a warning label. I was at school. I met him. We were both college students. I was 19. He was 30 years old. He came across as educated and somebody that was hurt and somebody that that wanted a relationship. But in reality, what he wanted was a young girl that he could mold and shape into what he wanted and thought I would be. For example, one day I was in my apartment and I got a call from a particular woman he was messing with, and she called me and told me, well, I just want to let you know he's a liar. He's been with me for a year. I've been with him, and I just wanted to let you know that I think she left some underwear or an MP3 player in his apartment so she could pretty much tell me who she was.
So, Mr. Chapman, did you have 2 women at the same time?
Well, when I met her, I was in college. I had recently gotten divorced, so you know, I was playing the field, basically, for the most part. At the end of the day, you know, I had told her when I met her, like,
liar,
that I had a lot going on at the time, and that, you know, I had no idea that our relationship was going to develop into what it did. So I had a lot going on, and I was seeing other people at the time.
Lies.
Mm-hmm. Did you make her aware that you were seeing other people?
I made her completely aware. She was not oblivious whatsoever.
Anyway,
she knew what
I have
was
another
going on.
story. So this time, he left his phone on the desk. And so, me being me,
you went through the phone.
I went through his phone. And there was, he was having unprotected sex with another female that was my age. And he was, I don't know, getting money from her, having threesomes, living another life that I had no idea about.
Well, how did you, what on the phone led you believe unprotected sex was going on?
Oh, because I talked to her. I called her, but the phone messages suggested that they were meeting up and having sex.
And so you actually called her?
Oh, yes, I'm an investigator. Sure did. I called her, sure did. And I was real nice. I wasn't disrespectful. I didn't curse her out. I just said, how you doing? My name is Darnesha. I'm calling you because I'm with William Chapman, and I just want to know what's going on. No disrespect to you. And so most women, if you come at them like that, they will tell you everything you want to know. And so she told me about that he had been pursuing her, that they had a past, that they had done sexual things with other people together, threesomes, and that he had been with her on 2 separate occasions. So what she did was, since he kept lying as usual, she calls him on 3-way with me on the phone. And Mr. Chapman is over here saying, yeah, I did have sex with you, but why you have to tell her? She didn't have to know. I'm like, yeah, William, I'm on the phone. No, I didn't. Like, I didn't just hear none of the stuff that he had just said.
Mr. Chapman, would you like to care to give me your version of that event?
Well, that's pretty much how
it went down.
You know? Yeah. In a nutshell, you know, I'm not gonna deny it, you know, but like I said, I had a few things going on. This was early on in our relationship.
I understand that you actually caught him in bed with one young lady.
Well, he claims that he didn't have sex with this particular female.
Well, tell me about the circumstance so I know what we're talking about.
This particular situation, you know, he wants to go clubbing or barring because we don't have clubs where we are. So whatever he was doing, I don't know. So he doesn't come home, and you know that gut feeling just wasn't still right. I kept waking up in the middle of the night. He's just not there. Come 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm just like, okay, I'm about to go make a trip. Start going through things in my head, like, okay, where could he be? He's at his apartment. And the door is cracked open. He didn't even close the door. So this is just as dumb as it gets. I go into the hallway. I'm having a bad feeling. Here it is, him in the bed. He's with the girl. It was fully clothed. I'm not gonna lie, but he was naked as the day he was born. And so, in the midst of that, I left out. But then, you know, I was kind of crazier back then, and I did come back in, and it went real bad. I slapped him out his sleep. But under the circumstances, most women would have did the same thing. You know, and I will say sorry about that because I wouldn't do that now. But like, I would think I was 20 at the time.
What happened when you were?
Well, that's just, you know, like I said, that's just one example of her being angry. You know, she overreacted in that particular situation.
I mean, it doesn't get better.
I admit, you know, it didn't look good at all. But I tried. It didn't. It really didn't. It was completely innocent how the situation played out.
But you were naked.
I was intoxicated. I was under the influence. And this was an old friend of mine. She told me that her friends had left her and she didn't have a way to get home. She was from out of town. So I told her, you know, you can just come stay at my house for the night.
When divorce court continues, is Darnesha the one who is throwing this marriage away?
I see like campus police got pretty much the building surrounded like it's like a murder or something had occurred. Come to find out, she took some meat off of the grill, hurled it over the balcony at some girls that were sitting downstairs.
Were you throwing meat at people from the balcony? Everyone warned you about marrying your mate. If divorce is the only solution, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court is back with the case of Darnesha Grays, who wants to divorce her husband of 2 years because he has been unfaithful. But is Darnesha a cheater herself?
I walk towards the room and I see her laying in bed with another guy. I attacked the guy, I'm not gonna lie.
Was it him?
No, it wasn't this guy.
Oh, okay. Some other guy.
Some other guy.
Mr. Chapman, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to say something about, has she been faithful throughout your marriage and your relationship? You know, what's your problems with her?
No, she hasn't. I've had several problems. Well, to start, I'm gonna touch on the anger problem. I'm on the balcony, you know, grilling, getting my grill on, doing what I gotta do. And then I'm missing an ingredient. So I'm like, I'm finna run to the store and pick up this ingredient that I'm missing. I pull up back in the parking lot, I see like campus police got pretty much the building surrounded like it's like a murder or something had occurred. I walk up the stairs, I see him outside of our apartment. Come to find out, she took some meat off of the grill, hurled it over the balcony at some girls that were sitting downstairs. And not only did she do that, but she spat at one of the girls, like literally hot, and spit on the girl.
Were you throwing meat at people from the balcony?
You know, that is a history that I do have in Macomb. That was a bad situation. But this was a particular female that he had slept with in the same building. I gotta see this female all the time. She has the nerve to disrespect me. Now, I'm not.
Before you, I slept with her before
But he lied about it. He can't be honest. This is why he needs a warning label, because he cannot be honest. You gotta find out everything.
I felt like it was irrelevant.
How can it be irrelevant if it's getting thrown in my face, Will?
If he wasn't so confrontational, it wouldn't have happened like that.
All I'm saying is, and then this particular female had the nerve to bring up him to me, and you know, I am apologetic about that because I would never do that. But like I said, through counseling and through God, I am a changed person.
Now.
But did I throw a meat at her? Yes, I did.
Yeah. Now,
I sure did.
Mr. Chapman, has she been faithful to you?
No, she hasn't. We've had several incidents, including one particular time I was working third shift at a job, and then I usually generally would get home at around 6 a.m., but this particular time we finish early. So it's like 3 a.m. I'm coming in the house, I open up the door, I walk towards the room and I see her laying in bed with another guy. I attacked the guy, I'm not gonna lie.
Was it him?
No, it wasn't this guy.
Oh, okay. Some other guy.
Some other guy. You know.
I did not sleep with this person. What he seen was literally, I had just found out that he was cheating on me, and I literally called my friend over. This gentleman was a friend. Okay, I called him over, and we both was fully clothed, unlike him, who was naked.
Yeah.
Okay, we both had on clothes.
You had his phone calls forwarded to your phone.
Sure did.
Why did you do that, and what was the outcome?
Girls, because he would have all these mysterious trips to Chicago all the time where he could never
we're in college. My
Please
family
let me
is back
finish.
in
Hey,
Chicago.
let him finish and I'll let you get you.
And I already knew, it just goes down to that woman intuition. I went through his phone and I went through settings and it had the option where I could forward calls that were either busy or he didn't answer. And sure enough, when he was in Chicago, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, he was getting calls from all different types of females. And the one that I think was most relevant, she pretended like she didn't even know him, even though she was like, is Will there? And when she realized who I was, oh, I got the wrong number. And I think he still probably talks to this female right now. But I had those calls
Well, you know, whether or not he talks to her anymore is not relevant because you got a guy right over there.
Oh, yeah,
Who's
I mean...
been sitting patiently, which is so unusual in here. So why don't you come forward, Mr. Wallace? How you doing?
Good.
When divorce court continues, is Darnesha's witness and boyfriend the one who broke up this union?
About 9 months ago, and I think it was really about
He's
a month.
really irrelevant to the situation. Why is he even here?
Well, I don't know either. We'll ask him, and then we'll figure it out.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter @DivorceCourt. Divorce Court returns with the case of William Chapman, who says he wants to end his 2-year marriage because his wife's temper is out of control. But is he a good husband and father?
Does he talk to kids almost daily?
No.
Not daily.
I mean,
how often?
I would say like maybe once a
or
week.
twice a week.
Yeah.
When did you get involved in this situation?
Well, about 9 months ago, and I think it was really about a month.
He's really irrelevant to the situation to begin with, because like I said, this is between us. I don't know why is he even here.
Well, I don't know either. We'll ask him, and then we'll figure it out.
Well, I came as a witness basically because to say that he had, in 9 months, he hasn't came to see his kids one time. And that he's just not a very good father to his kids.
Ms. Grace, has he been active in your children's lives?
And that is what makes me upset because our relationship had deteriorated long before we separated. We was already on the verge. I had already outgrew him, and I wasn't in love with him anymore. We was just going through the motions, and that's probably how he happened, because I was been ready to move on, but it was just convenient because of school, and our lives were so intermingled, but
Let me ask you this. You know, he called her an angry black woman.
Yes, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Wallace, do you see that?
No, Your Honor.
So
Not with,
she just
at least
ain't
not with me.
As
At least not with me.
As far as what they're talking about, I did move back to Chicago, which is about 4.5 hours away. I don't have a license. I'm making better decisions in my life now. So I'm not gonna, it's kind of hard. When I first moved up there, can I talk? Can I please?
Let him finish.
Okay, when I first moved up there, the first 3 to 4 months, I wasn't even working. I was looking for work. I was going to school. I'm a full-time graduate student, and I would talk to the kids almost daily, you know. As far as me not coming to see them, I couldn't really afford to get down there, but I would talk, and whenever I did have any little thing, I would send it to her.
Does he talk to kids almost daily?
No.
Not daily.
I mean,
how often?
I would say like maybe once
or
a week.
twice a week.
Yeah, maybe.
And then even then, I had to go on Facebook and be like, well, you got time to log on Facebook, you ain't got time to call your kids. And that was after 3 weeks after he had moved out. And when we would break up before, he would call every day. But this particular time, because it was really done, I guess.
This particular time, I was gone. I didn't want to talk to you. I wanted to talk to my kids. I had
But you didn't
nothing to
call.
say.
That's the point. You ain't got to talk to me because I didn't want to be with you anyway.
I called.
When divorce court continues, did William sell Darnesha's car without her permission?
He forged my name on the title, collected, you know, $2,000 for it, and didn't tell me about it, told me he junked it, but in reality, he collected $1,950 for it.
Divorce court returns with the case of Darnesha Grays and William Chapman, who are ending their 2-year union after having 1 child together.
You say you want $2,471 for various items, Mrs. Grace. Can you explain that to me?
Yes, I can. Well, he always was talking about money, but it was a car that was in my name. He forged my name on the title, collected, you know, $2,000 for it, and didn't tell me about it, told me he junked it, but in reality, he collected $1,950 for it. And I have the documentation when I tried to press charge for him for forgery and everything. And he also, and that's the $975.
Yeah, in regard to that.
And he also did not.
You respond to all of it.
And then he also did not pay off tickets he received in my name, which totals up to $346.40. I have that.
These are tickets that he got?
That he got.
In your car?
In my car.
Okay, you want to respond to those 2 things?
Okay, in response to the car, I had the car up in, you know, when we decided to separate, you know, we had whatever property that was in our possession became ours. Because I left things down in Macomb, including, you know, a television, a game console, and other clothes, various leathers and shoes and things of that sort. So I never got that stuff back. She said, you know, keep the car, just get it out my name. By any means necessary, whatever you got to do. Because I'm not going to lie, that I got 2 tickets, but she had already had like 5 tickets on the car that I had to pay because they put a Buddha on the car in Chicago. But so
did you sign the name on your title as she alleges on this police report?
With her permission.
With her permission, okay.
You
With
are
her
a liar.
permission. She gave me permission. She said,
what
get the car out of my name.
What about this $346.40 ticket?
Lord.
Did you incur that?
$300 ticket. I'm not necessarily sure what the ticket is.
Let's show him that.
Yes,
That's your ticket?
Yes.
Now what else? You say you want $500 for 6 months for future karate and baseball lessons.
I will be graduating soon, and I looked up, you know, stuff that the boys can get into, and he doesn't really pay me child support, so I felt like, and does not see the kids, so I felt like the least he can do.
She gets child support out of my check. It might not be much, but I don't make much, but she definitely gets child support.
And you're definitely paying $400.
And tell me about the deposit for the apartment that you want.
Well, I won't have a job, and I feel like since we're married, he didn't collected all this money.
We've been separated for 10 months.
But you ain't gave me anything, not even child support. And you forged my signature on the title and didn't give me a dime.
Woo!
How dirty is that?
Hello, hello.
Sorry, okay, I'm not even sure if I'm able to get a security deposit, but
I tell you what's gonna happen. Ms. Grays, you seem like a nice lady with a nice new guy, but you got to make better decisions. You got to keep calm. You got to stay in control, and you got to let it go. Mr. Chapman, I think you were never true to her. I think women just, they're available to you, so you do it, and that's what that is. She filed a police report on you. I believe that she did not give you her permission to do that.
We were talking about.
And the ticket was yours, so I will grant her the $975 plus the $346.40, which comes out to $1,321.40 in favor of Ms. Grays. It is so ordered.
All right. Parties may leave the courtroom.
Such a liar.
You know, half of that stuff you was talking about wasn't even true.
Shut up. You paying $430 on a car note, and you're not giving me anything for your kids, and you say you can't even make a way to what? $3?
Just like that.
$3.13, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't even a Happy Meal.
That's not
okay.
Even,